Hey you guys, it's P, the Sagittarian Goddess, and if you are new, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you for joining me once again. Thank you. Hold on, y'all, my lips dry. This is one of my favorite lip glosses, y'all. I know I'm off topic, but yeah. So I am continuing my Sun through the sign series, and I have made it to the mysterious, the magnetic Scorpio Sun. And if you have your Sun in the 8th house, then you will be able to relate to this video as well. So if you are interested in learning more about the personality traits and some of the blind spots of having this placement, then stay tuned. The symbol for the Scorpio is the scorpion, okay? And the house that the Scorpio rules over is the 8th house. The 8th house is the house of transformation, death, taboo things, astrology, tarot. It is also the house of taxes and other people's money, okay? The ruling planet for Scorpio is Pluto and Mars. And Scorpio is fixed water. The element for Scorpio is fixed water. These are some deep, deep waters, y'all. Deep waters when you tread in through Scorpio and through the 8th house. Body parts that the Scorpio rule over is the reproductive system and the colon. The sun in astrology represents your ego. It represents self. It represents government. It represents your reputation and your personality. Sun in Scorpio. I can't help but to describe the Scorpio sun as secretive, passionate, mysterious, kind, ambitious, protective, possessive. Ooh, baby. Baby. So Scorpio is the 8th zodiac sign. And when we get into the 8th house, this is fixed. This is fixed everything. Fixed emotions, fixed desires, fixed death. You will find, if you know a Scorpio sun personally, you will find that they are mostly changeable after they go through a transformation. During or after they go through transformation. Because the 8th house, if you have your sun in the 8th house, or if you are a Scorpio sun, you will find yourself constantly going through transformations. And this can be emotionally, physically, like it can have something to do with your appearance. Your inside is going to affect your outside. So the Scorpio sun can, or the 8th house sun can find themselves constantly going through transformations over and over and over again. And unfortunately, this house can bring a lot of pain. And you go through your transformations mainly through pain, heartbreak, death, you know, all these taboo things. But they do make you a much stronger, a more passionate, compassionate person overall. When Scorpio is in the sun, or if you have your 8th house under your sun, then you will be more mysterious. You will be on the mysterious side. Like, you may not look mysterious, but your aura will be mysterious. You can also have a certain way of dressing. So you may dress a certain way that's mysterious. The way that you dress may be totally different from the way that you act. And so this can cause people to see you as mysterious, like, huh? They may even be quite confused, because the Scorpio is still, even though it's in the sun, it is still about the underworld. It is still about the taboo things and things that we don't grasp all the way up front, and we have to dig deep in order to understand them. And so that's kind of how the Scorpio sun is. Sun isn't hidden like the moon. It is for all to see. A lot to do with how others view you, and it could show a lot of your creativity to the world. Most importantly, when it comes to the sun, it has a lot to do with how you excel. Scorpio being in the sun, this is going to make you mysterious in a very open way. You still have a lot of mysterious qualities about you. This placement, you can easily, without even trying, be very intimidating to others. And you may also be prone to giving out the wrong impression, especially when Scorpio is in the sun. Due to the very protective nature of the Scorpio sun, it makes you very passionate, but you may not be very expressive depending on what your Mercury and your Mars is like. But you may not be very expressive verbally, but you'll be very passionate. Like, you may not be able to all the way explain verbally like how passionate you are. you're really good at showing your passion through your actions. When your sun is in Scorpio, you will go through transformations continuously throughout your life. There's no way around it. You're going to go through transformations. Anytime you have 8th house or Scorpio placements, you're going to go through transformations in that. So when it's under the sun, you're going to go through transformations all the time creatively. You're going to go through transformations all the time financially, because Scorpio is about taxes and finances as well. So it could be up and down, up and down, up and down, up the hill, down the hill, up the hill, down the hill. And this is only going to make you better. It's going to make you better, and it's going to make you it's going to make you very successful, and it's going to teach you how to excel. Because when you make mistakes, or when you go, not even mistakes, but when you go through certain things, you learn from those things. And Scorpio is constantly going through that. And when it's in the sun, it's going to be loud. It's not going to be hidden. People are going to see these transformations, not for what you see them as, but they're going to see those changes in you drastically with this placement. You could find yourself constantly, when you go through these transformations, constantly learning and discovering new things about yourself that will shock you, because these things are hidden from you. So in the sun, these things are going to be hidden from you. Having your sun in Scorpio or the 8th house is going to make you really good at accomplishing things. You can really use this to your advantage. Like, this makes you very ambitious and driven. This makes you very ambitious. Scorpio is very fixed, and fixed means focus. And this really makes sense to me for the Scorpio sun or the 8th house sun, because this is what other people see you as. And with you being fixed and focused, everybody's going to know how focused and fixed you are. In whatever area that you put your mind to, and whatever goals you have, you're going to tackle them. You may go through some things while you're trying to accomplish these goals, and it may seem like you go through a bit more than others, but it only makes everything better for you in the long run. And that's what you don't see, Scorpio sun. The Scorpio sun or sun in the 8th house has the amazing ability to fixate themselves onto something. And it doesn't matter how long it takes for them to achieve it or get to it. They're so ambitious and so focused and so fixed on it. When they decide to focus on something, they complete it. It may take a while. It may not take a while, but they complete it because they are fixed and focused on that goal, which makes you very wise and strong. So if you haven't heard this lately, I love your ambition, Scorpio sun, 8th house sun. You're so ambitious. You're so driven. You're so focused on the goal. And it doesn't matter what you go through, you always seem to get back up like nothing happened. Even if you're hurting, you get back up and you go and you continue focusing on that goal. And I love that about the Scorpio sun. The Scorpio sun and the 8th house sun can be emotionally secretive. With this placement, you are very emotionally intuitive, which could lead you to reacting off your emotions very easily, which could be an upper or a downer. It depends on the situation. It can be a lot of different ways that this can play out. But when you are emotionally mature, your intuition you use as a guide, and you don't see it as a burden, but more so as a guide. Pay very close attention to your emotions and what you do with those emotions, because what you do and what you say and how you think becomes your reality. The downside to having these strong emotions and deep emotions is that it doesn't always matter whether the emotion is good or if it's bad, positive or negative. When the Scorpio sun or the 8th house sun is unevolved and not self-aware, this can be a very selfish placement to have. And this can make you if you're not self-aware, if you're unevolved, this can make you very selfish, very inflexible to even the change that could propel you in life, that can push you forward and lead to your excellence. You could be very inflexible to even the best of changes. From the outside, Scorpio Sun, 8th house Sun, you could look to have it all together, like all together. Clothes neat, job intact, finances flowing, family taken care of. You can look to have it all together, but on the inside, Scorpio Sun, it's very important for you to pay close attention to your insides and take care of what's inside. It's so important and vital for you to face your emotions, Scorpio Sun, and not just tuck them away and let them brew like let it cook like some damn stew, you know, in the wintertime. Like, don't do that, because it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And although it's yummy, although it looks good, and although you want to take a bite out of it, you don't take a bite out of it. You just let it cook. You just let it keep cooking. And eventually it's gonna get all soggy. Eventually it's not going to, you know, be edible anymore. So it's important for you to take bites out of that stew that you're cooking, you know, your emotions, to face those emotions and not just tuck them away. You know that they're there, but you have to do something with them. And that is, find out where they're coming from. Pay attention to your actions based off those emotions. Correct those and fix those. Get rid of those. Get rid of them if you need to. But just always toting them around and having them cooking in your pot, you know, just steady, just boiling. It's not healthy, Scorpio. With your sun being in Scorpio, you could have had a lot of responsibilities as a child. You could have had adult-like responsibilities as a child, which makes you even more ambitious and driven as an adult and more focused as an adult, because you have already been exposed to having responsibility. And so that is another way that this placement could play out. Having your sun in Scorpio could mean that you could need a lot of shadow work, and that's fine, but you have to put in the work. The reason why you may need a lot of shadow work with your sun being in Scorpio is because your sun is in Scorpio. So you have darkness and light meeting each other here. Just because it's hidden doesn't mean it isn't there, Scorpio. Make sure you are taking care of yourself internally and not just externally. Having your sun in Scorpio or sun in the 8th house, your outer appearance could be very attractive. You could be naturally attractive. Like, the mystery about you could make you very enticing to other people. I also have to add, you may find yourself gaining luck through the most traumatic situations, and you just end up on top through those traumatic situations. You ever notice that the happiest moments of your life doesn't really add to your life, but the traumatic moments that you go through, after those are over and you transform through those, your life just seems so much better? This is the Scorpio sun. This is just how 8th house works. Like, you could be in a terrible accident and you could file a lawsuit, and you could be set for years to come from that lawsuit, from your pain. And although you're hurt, and although you're physically going through it, mentally even, you could financially, because 8th house is other people's money, you could financially be set for years to come from that pain that you endured. Disclaimer, this is a disclaimer. These things can happen to anyone, but because of the power of the 8th house and the Scorpio energy, you are more likely to face traumatic experiences and grow through those grow more than not grow through those traumatic experiences. So the quote that I have for Scorpio sun and 8th house sun is, beneath the fear and the desire to love, there is someone deserving of this passion. I hope you all enjoyed my video on the Scorpio sun and the sun in the 8th house, personality traits and blind spots. I will see you all in the next video. And before you go, drop me a comment down below and let me know what you love most about being a Scorpio sun, because I love my Scorpios. Like, I love the energies that Scorpio bring. I love the compassion that they have for other people, because they know what it's like to go through. Okay, these people know what it's like to go through. They may not act like they know, but they know what pain feels like, and I respect that. So I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.